Hi everyone, my name is Gunjan Agrawal and this is my submission for Digital Assignment 3 of the course Object Oriented Software Development. My registration number is 18BC1168 and today I'm going to give you key insights and differences between two famous architectural patterns, that is MVC and MVVM. So before diving deep into their differences, let's try to understand what is an architectural pattern first. So an architectural pattern is a general reusable solution to a common occurring problem in software architecture within a given context. The architectural style shows us how do we organize our code, how the system will look like from a high level view. Not only this, the architectural pattern also addresses various common issues which occur frequently during software engineering, and the architectural pattern shows how a solution can be used to solve a common recurring problem in software engineering. Not only this, it also reflects how our code and our application components will interact with each other from a high level perspective. Now let us understand what is need for an architectural pattern. So the need for an architectural pattern is basically to provide scalability and maintainability to the application. Not only this, we frequently need to add new features to the application. So we need a facility where we can add new features to our application very easily. And this facility is provided by the use of architectural patterns. Not only this, at times we need to change the existing features of the application. And while changing these features, we should take care that the various layers between our applications should not get affected, and there should be a separation of concerns. So what is the separation of concern and how an application is divided into layers, I will cover later in this presentation. But for now, understand that one advantage of using architectural pattern is that the layers don't get affected. And also the components of our software should work independently. Not only this, with use of architectural pattern, we can easily onboard developers. So they can join existing project without any much training because we are using various standard architectural patterns. Also, architectural patterns increase the efficiency and productivity during software development. Now, coming to the main focus of the presentation, we will focus on two main advantages of the architectural pattern, which is mainly the separation of concern and unit testing. So let's first understand what is separation of concern. So separation of concern is a design principle for separating a computer program into distinct sections, and each section will address a separate concern. What does this mean? We divide our application into various layers. So let's say a business logic layer, a database layer, a UI layer, etc. And the changes in one layer do not affect the other layer. So basically, each layer is independent of the other layer, which means that each layer is not aware of its other layer. And what is unit testing? So basically, unit is the smallest piece of code in your application. It could be a function, it could be a method, it could be a class, depending on your application. And we test this unit. And this unit is like kind of logically isolated in the system. So why this unit testing is important? So that if we add any new feature, the existing features of our application should not break. To verify that, unit testing is important. Now let us have a look at the MVC pattern. So MVC pattern stands for Model View Controller, M for model, V for view, C for controller. And it's one of the default architecture pattern for the Android apps. It has three components: model, view, and controller. So what is model? Model contains all the data and the related classes, the related business logic. View is basically the UI part where the user interacts with the application, and controller is the middleware which is present between model and view. Now let us deep dive into the MVC pattern. So let's first look at what is model. So model is basically the database and the place where the core business logic of your application resides, and it only contains pure application data, and it describes the business logic, and it's characterized by a set of classes. It does not have any knowledge about view and controller, which means there is separation of concern followed over here. And this is model is kind of independent. So model is the layer which is which is easy to test, and unit testing can be performed easily over the model. Now let's come over the view layer. View layer is nothing but the user interface of our application, and it represents what is presented to the user. And the view layer is the layer where the user interacts with the application. And it is basically implemented using various markup languages like HTML, XML, CSS, etc. the common languages used for UI designing, and it communicates with the controller with the user through the use of event handlers. What is event handler and how the process looks like, I will cover later in the presentation. And then comes the controller layer. So controller layer is nothing but the middleware between model and view, and it updates the view whenever the model changes. So let's say you have pressed a button and you expect to see change in the app or your web application. So the change is done by the controller, and it processes the data after receiving a request from the view or before updating the model. Now let's see how a MVC pattern looks. So this is a general diagram representing the MVC pattern. So view is, so I will be talking in context of Android application. Why? Because both MVC and MVVM pattern are usually used in development of Android application. They're also used in development of web application, but here we will focus on Android application. So view is nothing but your layout and XML files, and it comprises of the user interface, as I told earlier. So let's say you press a button on your Android application. So it will, the button will cause an event to trigger, and that event will be handled through event handler and various other handler functions which are implemented in the controller layer. So view interacts with the controller through user action. And what does this controller consist of? This consists of your activity and fragment files, etc. So then this controller, it processes those actions and it takes those actions to the model. It updates the model. The model is the place where your core business logic and your core data resides, and it consists of your data classes. And also, once the model is changes, the model notifies the changes to the controller. And once the controller is notified of the changes, it updates the view accordingly. And then you can see the result on your screen. So this is how the user interaction is handled in an MVC type of architecture. Now let us look at what are the advantages of MVC. So MVC, it accelerates the development in parallel. What does this mean? Like your designers can independently work on the view layer, your developers can independently work on the controller layer, and your database people can independently work on the model layer. And also, because of this MVC pattern, it's possible to build multiple views for a model. What does this means? That we have a common backend for application, and there are multiple views. Meaning, let's say, consider the example of Facebook. So Facebook has a common backend server, and you are interacting with Facebook on your Android application also, through your laptop also, through tablet also. So you can interact with the backend through various different kind of UI, and you can keep making frequent changes to your front end without affecting the back end. So this forms a separation of concern over here. And also, since the business logic and data are separated from the display, so code duplication is very limited in MVC pattern. But apart from this advantages, there are certain disadvantages also. So MVC pattern is really good for a small application where much task isn't required. But then when the picture comes to building larger application, MVC pattern is not at all recommended. So why this happens? Because the controller is tightly coupled with the view layer. When I was explaining the architecture of the MVC pattern, you must have realized that every time a button is pressed on the view, so event is raised, and event handler in the controller layer control the interaction with the view layer and with the model. So there is a tight coupling between view and controller. So due to this, the independent testing of the controller becomes difficult. It is difficult to test unit test the controller. And this problem is mainly because the view layer is very dumb over here. View layer does not contain any logic. All it does is raise events, and those events are handled by the controller. So this forms a problem in maintaining separation of concern, and unit testing cannot be done effectively over here. And this is primary reason why larger applications cannot be built using MVC pattern. And to overcome this problem, a new architecture pattern was derived from MVC, which is called as MVVM. So MVVM is nothing but model view and view model. So now let's look at each component of MVVM pattern in detail. So the model layer in MVC and MVVM is same. As I already said, like the model layer contains the database classes and the application logic. The view layer is kind of small updated as compared to MVC model. So in MVC model, the view layer was dumb. it didn't contain any logic. But here the view layer is active. So the view is not responsible for maintaining the state of the application. Instead, the view synchronizes itself with the view model. How it's done, I will explain through a diagram in the later slide. And now let's look at view model. So like in the MVC pattern, we had a controller as a middleware. Here we have view model as a middleware. So view model is responsible for presenting functions, commands, method to the state of the view. And it's like it's basically a simple class which contains the presentation logic, and it does not hold any kind of reference to the view, which means that view model is unaware that view is present or not. There is no tight coupling present between view and view model, and it's the biggest advantage of MVVM over MVC. Let's look at how. So what happens is that view contains your layout files, the UI part, that is XML files, and it also contains your activity and fragment files. Whereas in MVC pattern, the controller had activity and fragment file. Here the view here the view layer has the activity and fragment files. The view model is nothing but a simple class containing the presentation logic, and this view model contains observables. These observables are certain data points which are changed as per the user interaction. So there is kind of observer pattern implemented between view and view model. So this view keeps on checking the view model, and whenever the observables change, the view updates itself accordingly. So there is a many-to-one relationship between view and view model. So view model never interacts directly with the views. It happens through observables present in the view model, and view observes the observable present in the view model, and it updates itself accordingly. So view model is not aware of the view, whereas view keeps on checking the view model to update it regularly. And due to this, there is a clear separation between view and view model, and we achieve a separation of concern over here. And this is the biggest advantage of MVVM over MVC. Now, what happens in Android application is that the model layer becomes the repository. And if this repository wants to fetch data from the internet, it can do so by the use of APIs. And if it wants to fetch data from a local database, it can do so with help of various database drivers, etc. So as I already told, view model does not hold any kind of reference to the view. Both view and view model are loosely coupled, and there exists a many-to-one relationship between view and view model. Why? Because there are observables present in the view model, and view keeps on checking this observable. So this leads to a many-to-one relationship between both of them. And there is no triggering methods to update the view, which was present in the MVC architecture. Now, this is another diagram explaining the MVVM architecture. So activity fragment is nothing but your view layer. The view model layer is represented in blue color, and then comes your repository. Repository is nothing but your model layer. And the model layer, if it wants to interact with database, it can do so by the yellow part. And if it wants to fetch data from internet, it can connect through web services or APIs, which is represented in the red part. And if you would have noticed, all the arrows are unidirectional and they're pointing downwards. This means that your UI layer, that is activity and fragment, it observes the view model. View model observes the model layer. So view update itself according to view model, and view model update itself according to the model layer. And this leads to a separation of concern over here. Now let's come to the advantages of MVVM. So as I already said, MVVM's biggest advantage is that there is loose coupling between view and view model, which was not present in MVC, and it provides the best compatibility with test-driven development. So in Android application development, we have various architectural patterns like MVC, MVP, MVVM. So among all these three patterns, MVVM has the best compatibility with test-driven development process. And with MVVM, we follow separation of concern, and unit testing is easier in MVVM pattern. Also, like MVC, designers and developers can work independently and simultaneously. So designers can work on the UI layer, whereas developers can work on the backend logic. Now let's come over the disadvantages of MVVM. As such, there are no disadvantages. There are very little disadvantages as compared to MVC. Even Google recommends the use of MVVM pattern over MVC. But in MVVM pattern, as I already said, like there are observables present in the view model layer, and the view needs to keep a track of this observable. So each UI component needs an observable in the view model. And due to this, the code complexity and the code size becomes huge. And that's why MVVM is not recommended for smaller size applications. And also, MVVM pattern is kind of difficult for beginners to start learning. Now let's look at the similarity between MVC and MVVM. So both of this architectural pattern, they aim to separate the responsibilities of visualizing, processing, and data management for UI application. Both of them, their goals are to increase the modularity, flexibility, testability, and maintainability in the application development process. And also, MVVM was derived from MVC. So MVC is kind of parent, and by making certain changes in MVC, increasing the loose coupling, MVVM was derived. Now let's look at performance evaluation of these architectural patterns for Android application. So let's first look at how they are compatible with test-driven development. So in MVC, test coverage was found to be around 34% of the methods and 29% of the lines. This data I took from a website. Uh, so since you can see like 100% coverage was not there, so MVC is not recommended for test-driven development. Whereas in MVVM, due to the data binding, test coverage was 100%. That's why MVVM is highly recommended to be used with test-driven development. And now let's look at the capability of modification and maintainability of your Android application by using these models. So MVVM provides a lot into the maintainability part. MVC tends to expect more changes in most of the scenario, meaning that if you want to make changes in one layer, you might need to make changes in other layers also. And the data binding in MVVM creates an additional overload that could drastically affect its performance. So MVVM is kind of a little bit heavy architecture as compared to MVC. Now let's look at some more differences between MVC and MVVM. So the controller is the entry point to the application, whereas in MVVM, view is the entry point to the application. In MVC, there is one-to-many relationship between controller and view, whereas in MVVM, there is one-to-many relationship between view and view model. In MVC, view does not have reference to the controller, whereas in MVVM, view has reference to the view model. MVC is relatively old model, whereas MVVM is a new model since it's derived from MVC only. And in MVC, the code is difficult to read, change, and unit test, whereas in MVVM, the debugging process is quite complicated, but the architecture is quite clear. And MVC component can be tested separately from the user, whereas MVVM, it's easy to separate unit testing and code is event driven. So that's all from my side. I hope you could gain some insights for comparison between MVC and MVPM. Thanks a lot for patiently watching this video. Do comment and let me know if you have any questions. Thank you. Thanks a lot.